Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a while since I've made a pressure washing video for the pressure washing channel. I have been deep in the weeds of starting up a lawn care business and doing lawn mowing for some bread and butter recurring income. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to wire up a Softwash pump. I'm giving this old skid that I built, if you remember back on the channel, I'm giving this to one of my best friends. He's going to start house washing and stuff. So I said, hey, this is just sitting on my back patio. If you want it, you can have it. I want to make sure everything works for him. So, okay. Here's as basic as I can put it in terms of how to wire up a Softwash pump. There it is. How to wire this up. So you got your positive and negative. Everybody knows that, right? I highly recommend you get these heat shrink connectors instead of trying to do the plug and play, whatever. You will need some of these, and you'll need a crimper. You'll need one of these. You'll need these. This is what I'm talking about. Solder seal wire connectors. It's got all different gauges. You can get them on Amazon. Try to link them. You'll need 10 gauge wire. You can get this at your local hardware store most of the time. And you'll need a heat gun. This is a cheap, I don't know where I got this. I think I got it off Temu, actually. It works great though. But as you can see, I got just loads of, look at all this buildup. It's been sitting back here a while. See that? Loads of stuff just in case. You never know. You know, I'm giving them all this. Banjo fittings, all the things. But anyway. Okay, you'll need a deep cycle 12-volt battery, your 12-volt pump you'll be using, and then you got your negative 10 gauge wire. Got it nicely wired up using the heat shrink solder. Now this was already here. I'll probably cut this and solder these together as well. It's just safer, better, looks better. It's just better. You'll need a switch of some kind, and then you'll need a 30 amp waterproof fuse. And to reset, all you do is that right there. And then this will run from the switch to the fuse to the battery. So the first thing that's getting juice will be the fuse, and then your switch, and then your pump. So you can turn it on and off, and you're not having to just leave it running and burning up your pump. So I'm going to see and make sure all this works. Alright, now before I press the go-go button and give it the juice, basically I put this in, there's the switch, everything is hooked up, positive, negative, everything's plumbed up, it's basic plumbing. You know, that's a, I believe this is a 3/4 inch hose. I don't know if this is the right setup. This is what I used my second year. And then here is your 1/2 inch, and then it's 1/2 inch all the way throughout. You see it just literally, I hope this isn't like clogged up, but anyway, it goes through the hose reel into the 1/2 inch line and then sprays. It'll just come out right there. Let's see what happens, shall we? I told him, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, getting started with it, but don't stay here and actually invest and get like, at least like, I think Southeast has like a batch 45 now. All right, here we go. All right, plumbed up, we got a leak. Oh, yeah, we got a leak. Check it out. Glad I'm testing this because that would not have been good. So I got a leak right there where it's been sitting so long. I'm going to cut this, and then I'm just going to crimp this back on. Let's see if it actually sprays though. Should spray. Southeast Softwash shooter tip on a J-rod. Oh yeah. Obviously it's got a leak, but it's got another leak right here. Little pinhole leak. But she sprays. Look at that. Needs a bath anyway. Alright. You know, what's also crazy, oh, we got 2 pinholes. Yeah, this needs some new hose. I'm gonna let it run out. Really flush that line out. I need my PVC hose that I used to keep this hose down in that water. Man, I've had that Southeast Softwash wand there. I've had this piece since I started. It's all beat up, son. Pissing everywhere. We got a leak at the connection. We got a pinhole leak there and a pinhole leak there. Dang. I have to get him some new hose or at least cut that off. But I have a feeling there's some dry rot in every bit of that. Just been sitting out here. I ain't even going to use the pressure hose. I ain't even. Like, yeah, you can order you some of that. I see dry rot on it right now at that hose connection. Hose reel connection, anyway. What I would do if somebody were just starting, I would literally, I'm sure you can go on and look at, especially Southeast, old design of the, I think it was called like the Super Mini whatever. And obviously I'm pro them. I don't care about customer service all bullcrap. You know, I'm pretty handy. I can do it myself. But I would get like even a DeWalt toolbox big enough, or a Milwaukee, whatever brand, or just a chrome one, and literally put a Titan hose reel on it and take one drum for my water supply. If somebody really had to start budget, I wouldn't worry about the pressure side. I wouldn't worry about all that bull crap. Maybe get you, you know, a cheap garden hose or garden hose reel. And I would just wash houses. That's all I'd do. Houses and roofs. That's all I'd do. And if they wanted their concrete cleaned or you could upsell them on it, then I would look at getting a pressure washer. If I had started a pressure washing business over again, I would literally just focus on house washing and roof washing. And if you want recurring income, I hate window cleaning. I'm not doing window cleaning. That's included in the house wash. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've got a mower sitting over there, and I've got 22 mowing accounts for my recurring income. That's like my base, my bread and butter. I always have it. Grass always needs mowed. More times I mow weekly only. But if I was going to do pressure washing, starting over, I would focus on house and roof wash only. Highly recommend, you know, be scrappy getting started if you have to. Nowadays in 2025, especially with the Poly Pro stuff that Aaron and Cody are putting out there, if you've got $3,400, get the batch 45. I mean, you know. All right, I had to go in. It's hot as hell out this summer. Holy crap! It's like it's always in the 90s, but humidity and heat index, it's over 100. I mean, you already know. I'm sweating like a mongoose right now. But like I was saying, if it were me and I were starting a pressure washing soft wash business in 2025, just starting, and I had $3,400, $3,000, somewhere in there to get started with equipment, I would get the batch 45 Poly Pro. They haven't reached out to me to push this or nothing. Like, just looking at, obviously, if you don't have, say you only had $3,000, I'd recommend, like I said, doing what I said out there, just being scrappy with it. Get you a little toolbox, put you a 12-volt battery in there, put your soft wash pump in there, run you some hose in there. Probably going to run you about $1,200 by the time you buy everything. Probably not even that. Probably like $800 if you get like a $400 Rimco 7-gallon. You could go cheaper and get the 5.5 Everflow and get your hoses. Get all your clamps, get your hose connections, get your wire and stuff. Let's say all in, you're at $1,000, and you've got $2,000 left. Then I would put that toward marketing. I'd go spend $800 on yard signs, and then that would leave you with $1,200 left. You could throw in $200 worth of door hangers if you want to and go knock some doors too. And if nobody's there, leave a door hanger. I'd get all this designed by Dope Marketing, unaffiliated. They're the top dogs now. It's no longer UZ Marketing. They can make you double-sided, custom, looks great, $400. They can design your door hangers, looks great. It's not this thing you go on Canva and find a template, everybody looks the same. I would do that, and then I would probably, if it were me, I would probably sit on the other 1,000 and just have that in backup, because just to let you know how much in maintenance I've paid for the lawn care side this month, it's $1,400. Okay, that was in 1 month. Maintenance, stuff broke down, stuff happened. So I'm not saying that'll happen on pressure washing side, but I'm in month 3 of starting that, and I've got 22 accounts, and I'm already in 1 month I had to spend $1,500, which is pretty low. It's actually nothing in the grand scheme of things, but like, you got to have some kind of reserve. You don't want to spend it all. Now, what I would do if I wasn't going to jump out and just go ahead and buy the $3,000 piece of equipment that Southeast has now that I love, I've been looking at it, I'm like, I got to get one of them. Got to get one. Then I would go that scrappy route. But then, like I'm telling my best friend that I'm building this for, or putting back together for, and I guess I'll get him some hose. I might tell him he needs to get some hose and show him how to do it. It ain't that hard, but you know. I would make enough, every penny I made, I would take 50% of that. So do not, like, I know a lot of guys say you got to quit your job, you got to burn your boats, you got to go all in. Don't do that. Even if you just absolutely hate that job. Here's what you do starting out, and I'll tell you how to succeed with any business. You keep your 9 to 5. You build something like that, or you buy something like the Batch 45. You make enough to be able to take all the income, all of it, all of the side hustle income when you start, okay? Say house washing, pressure washing. Take all that income and just put it back into itself. Save it up. Let it build it up. And then you yourself have your bills paid by your 9 to 5. Okay, I'm giving you some real advice here while I walk around the house before I go put everything up. You yourself need to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of expenses put back. Now, once you have that, then you take and you build up all that side hustle money. You build that up. Now, if you have debts, pay off all your bad debts. Pay off all your credit cards. That's fine. But here's what I would do. All those jobs you're getting from those yard signs, because you're going to get a lot of jobs from yard signs, okay? I'm just going to tell you. And if you're putting in the footwork and you're hammering hard, get you 5,000 door hangers, and you just pay for the design from Dope Marketing, and you go at Vistaprint and order them, that's fine, whatever. That's a little nugget. And you're getting tons of jobs to do on the weekends, you know, weekend warrior in it the first year, scrapping it together. Take all that money you make and invest into some good equipment. A lot of guys would just keep that skid that I built and made a video on, and they would just keep using that. Okay? Like, my next move is I'm probably going to put in an order for a Poly 50/50. That's probably what I'm going to do. Next season, I think I'm going to myself go back on the wash truck and get in the field. And the beauty about it is I got a guy starting for me next August 1st, next month. I got a guy starting for me for my lawn care business. I'm paying him $20 an hour, and he's going to be able to run that by himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do 22 yards in 2 days. So anything that's left, that's about a 40 to 50% profit margin is what you're going to make from lawn care. Pretty good, not bad. Especially if you price right and you price higher than all the chuck and trucks out here that just, you know, I'll cut your yard for $25. Anyway, that pertains to lawn care. I'll leave that for the lawn care channel. Pressure washing, you got to price high because it's one-time projects. And I think I'm going to take a more serious approach on this channel and revamp it and make a comeback. And yeah, I'm getting a podcast set up. I want to have people like Jason, Aaron, Cody, I want to interview all of them because they got me out of a pretty hard time in 2020 whenever my trucking business failed due to an accident. And at the time, they did not have rentals. They did not have nothing available because everybody took their stimulus and they went and started a company. So all the rental trucks were in use. So my income got taken out back then. And watching all those guys and buying their courses and taking the chance really changed my life the past 5 years. So I think, I want to get their stories. I want to talk to them on a podcast setting, and I'll let you guys know when that's put together. And who knows who we'll interview on there. I like the interview style content. I like asking questions. I like talking to people, getting their point of views on life. But I'm going on a tangent right now. I'll try to link everything in the comments section below as always on this channel. And look for more videos. Yeah, order the Poly 5050. That Poly, that's so smart. And they're using a renderer to put all that together and design. And that material can be used in different ways. It doesn't have to be molded around a tank that you can't really change, which is pretty neat. And the low profileness of the batch 45, dude. If I was starting today, I'm telling you right now, I'd get that little batch 45, low profile, like I said, put it up towards the front of the truck, make me a little batch whenever I got a house wash, and I would go with it. Like that is so smart and so cool, and I love the design. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm going to head out. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever the next one is. I'll try to put out more content on this channel.